My name is Elizabeth Phillips, and I'm a sophomore in high school, and I live in California, and I can't see. I'm totally blind, and I'm 16. I use my Braille and Speak for most of my homework. I even did half of an essay on it. It's a lot faster for me anyway. It has a Braille display on the bottom, and it's actually really helpful because you don't have to have the speech on. You can just read on the bottom the Braille that you're writing.
S-T-E-P-H-A-N-I-E.
I'm also using a regular computer. I use computers for the internet, and at our school, everybody has access to the internet. So every computer has email and onto the internet, and everybody gets their own mailbox and their own address for email.
So now you want to go to your mailbox, see if you have mail.
Technical support. Student news. Stephanie Lane, 1K, happy birthday, 11/24/98, 10:52 a.m.
Oh.
So do you want to read that?
It really helps me out to just be more independent, be more like my friends, and how the world is now.
U-S-A-F-E-A-D-Y. Peer space.
If I didn't have computer technology, then I'd be a lot worse off than I am now. I probably wouldn't have I don't think I would have done well academically because I couldn't keep up. I wouldn't be able to keep up in class with everyone else. I wouldn't be able to do things as efficiently.
Go ahead and translate it back to Braille.
F, N equals new control and dialog, arrow, T, menu closed, translate Braille document, custom control, IV.
I print out everything in Braille. A lot of stuff is in Braille though, all my English is in Braille and on tape. So in in-class essays, I can look back on the Braille for quotes and things like that.
I think technology has allowed people to work in almost any capacity alongside people without disabilities. With speech, now somebody who's blind can access just about any program. I think it allows them to be a lot more independent in pretty much any job.
It's the way this world is going, so learning it now is going to help me in the future because everyone's going to be on computer. So for me to be learning that now is really going to help me out then.
My name is Lindsay Dulles. I'm 15 years old, and I am hearing impaired. I go to a school in Oakland, California called College Preparatory School. I really like school here. It's so fun because everyone accepts me here, and I really like challenging myself for the academics here. And everyone here is just really nice, and it's a lot of fun. I have a very profound hearing loss. The biggest challenge of being hearing impaired for me is missing out on big group conversations. It's really hard for me to get what's going on, and I always have to ask someone next to me what's going on. And that really cuts me off from a lot of the communication, but I'm pretty visual, so I can get a lot of what I see. But that's really hard for me because it's just tough, Without hearing a lot of things, you get cut off a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about the economic impact of colonialism.
I listen to the teacher by reading her lips, which is my basic way of communicating with people. I use sound. I can hear sound pretty well, but basically I need to see the person's face to understand what they're saying. In school, it's important to have technology or computers. I use the computers in English, history, and science to understand what the teachers are saying. The way the computer is set up is that there's a cord connecting to the two computers so that the information is sent through to the other computer. but she types on her screen will appear on my screen. I look over to the screen whenever I miss a piece of information that the teacher says, or when a student says something behind me or in a location which I can't see them. So I can look at the computer screen that time, and usually I can get what they said most of the time. The computer gives me a lot of other advantages. They print out the notes, so after class I can get the notes and read over them and get the extra things that I missed. And so when I'm studying for a test or a quiz, then I can go over those notes and get them. And if other people miss notes, then I can charge money for them to pay, you know, but I've never really done that before.
I have a very severe physical disability. You know, I weigh 65 pounds. You know, I've had my back fused with metal rods. You know, I'm very, I can't lift anything that weighs more than this glass of water. But, you know, to sit and listen to this group, you would think, oh, well, it's great to have a disability, you know. It's not great. I mean, there's a lot of times when you're really struggling or there are challenges, you know, that you do overcome, and I'm happy with my life, and I wouldn't trade my life for anybody's life, disabled or not. But there are times when, you know, it gets really challenging to climb in this wheelchair or to, you know, make some strange, difficult physical task, you know, or something that I can't reach. And I play games like I get determined to get something done, and I do it, and I win, and that's what kind of keeps me going sometimes, are those little victories.
Well, there's no doubt about it that, you know, there are times that every one of our disabilities is just a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to hear about those times from your disabilities, because I haven't really talked to anybody deaf or blind about those times.
Where do I start? You know? Probably the most frustrating thing for me is that I can't just pick up a set of car keys off the counter and walk outside, get in a car and drive wherever I want to go.
Yeah. What about for you, Terry-Lane? I mean, like, what are the challenges? You probably don't have any because you were born deaf and you've always been that way and your family's that way and you guys have generations of success stories, right, and ways to get over the disability.
Oh, well, no.
Maybe not.
I'm trying to think of some things.
When guys whistle at you, you can't hear them, right? You don't know that they're right? Is that one?
Well, that's good. I feel harassed. I just go along my merry way.
No sexual harassment here.
I'm trying to think of what. I guess, you know, I really enjoy my life as a deaf person, and sometimes, you know, I think my pet peeve is that people try to talk loudly to me. They start going, you know, thinking that it's somehow going to help me to understand the person better if they speak loud. And I get a little bit embarrassed for them because, you know, everybody else around the room is all looking at us.
Too. You know, we all have those things, but you know what, here's part of the thing too, you know, us as a group that have been brought here together today, we are people with disabilities that have success stories, that have successful lives.
Right.
And part of our responsibility, now this is only my opinion, okay, you guys may want to differ with me. My opinion is that as successful people with disabilities, part of our responsibility is that we make it look easy. Because if we make it look easy, then maybe people are more apt to talk to us, to ask questions, to dispel the myths, to get rid of the fear, to ask those questions, to give us the opportunity to educate. And that's why we're out there doing what we do.